Alrighty, I hope everyone's doing well today. Okay, headphones off. Cosplay looks okay on my webcam. I'll just restart my GameCube because what's the point of what's the point of streaming a GameCube game if I don't get that nice little
deep in wondering, fearing, doubting.
Right. I hope everyone's having a nice time of the day today.
Nintendo.
Hey Max Ting, good afternoon to you.
You too will come.
How are you doing? Fun fact, when I was setting up just at the beginning of the last hour, I basically managed to stop, press new game and load twice in a row. A new personal record. Okay, quick recap. Alex Roivas, who I'm cosplaying. Investigating the death of her grandfather, has found an ancient tome called the Tome of Eternal Darkness. She's been reliving various people who've been fighting the dark forces. I've been working, and the latest of these is our friend here, named... I've forgotten his name. Oh, Roberto Bianchi. And he's an architect who's been instructed to investigate some old ruins. And it's not going too well for him. Namely because it's full of monsters and various other things you don't really want about. Anyway, we're just going to recover a bit of sanity. Is she changing the past by reliving their lives? Or is the past largely set in stone and you're just determining what happened? Basically, what happens when someone picks up the Tome of Eternal Darkness, they sort of experience flashbacks to everything that happens before they picked it up. And this game is pretty much Alex doing that. Anyways, there's a ton of enemies here, so I'm just going to run past them. They can't force me to fight them. Oh hey Super Lazy Genius, thanks for the raid. Oh, hey Kiara, thanks for giving Super Lazy Genius a shout out. Okay, just going to give Kiara a quick shout out because she deserves one as well. Okay, so Super Lazy Genius was playing FS Heat DLC, might get DMCA'd. Oh, Need for Speed Heat. How's that? And for those coming through on the raid, my name's BisectedBrioche. I'm a trans feminine streamer who mostly does cosplay and single player games. Yeah, I have a sort of a strange relationship with racing games in that I can sort of find them kind of boring, but when I actually play them I usually enjoy them. Oh hey Nolis, how's it going? Okay, so I'm currently streaming Eternal Darkness, the first ever rated game on the Nintendo GameCube. And I've completely forgotten what I'm doing now. Okay, there was a bunch of enemies in here, maybe I should kill them. Kind of like what happens when NPCs turn hostile in this, because they just sort of start power walking towards you. How dare you stun lock me? So, I don't know where I'm going next. Yep, it's delightfully morbid is pretty much the best way to put it. And occasionally the GameCube crashes. Because of course it does.
Deep into that darkness peering. Long I stood
It's
there,
got manual save, so I think I'm going to be back where I started the stream.
doubting.
But I've only just started, so that's no more than 10 minutes. True, a lot of progress can indeed be made in 10 minutes. I didn't really do much except heal and run past a few enemies, so let's try that again. You can beat 2 worlds in 10 minutes. Good point. Okay. Conventional wisdom with this game is that you don't want to have too much sanity, so I'm only going to restore a little bit just so it stops the camera wobbling. Because quite frankly that's distracting. Okay, nothing around here. Oh yeah, and enchant the sword. To be honest, I'm beginning to suspect it might have some, because the game's crashed a few times before, so I suspect it might have something to do with enchantments. But it's also equally possible my GameCube's a bit faulty. Anyways, just going to Zoidberg my way through. Oh no! Get off me! So the creature I ran past with the stinger and the... yeah, that too. Wings basically is this game's version of the Archvile for those Doom fans out there.
Help me, Grandpa. I can't take this anymore.
Don't be so weak, Alex. You have a stronger mind than this. I didn't bring up a weakling. Not a scared wretch of a girl.
You kept all this from
Not
me.
too sure, I'm
Kept
afraid.
me alone. You shared nothing with me.
I couldn't. I could never give you the burden. I just wanted you to grow up. To grow up and leave me alone.
So this was apparently her loving grandfather.
With your parents. This can't be.
Okay, I don't think I saw that before because, I guess perhaps because my sanity wasn't so low. So, from what we could actually infer, that was actually quite out of character for him. Yep, might as well save. Okay, and this is what I did before I crashed the last time. Oh no. And this is our friendly friend, the Trapper. As you might expect from their name, they... ensnare you. Oh well. Yes. Who'd have thought the enemies known as trappers in fact trap you? Although to be fair, the dimension they transport you to, here, has the very helpful side effect of being full of healing fountains. Yep, I've been mazed. So yeah, just stand in that and it restores all my health. You should play Plain State Torment again. Yeah, everyone should play it. I think it's the reason I love tieflings. Or more specifically, try to play tieflings as unedgily as possible. That'd be a heck of a cosplay. You don't think either of us are suited to it? I mean, to be fair, I sort of cosplay my tiefling during D&D streams, so I suppose that's not a full cosplay. Okay, which way's next? Stones and rubble from the collapsed ceiling prevent any passage in that direction. Oh, you were thinking of the nameless one? Yeah. It's funny actually, because my sort of, before I came out, my introduction to cosplay was basically me cross-playing, except of course not cross-playing. Oh, we're here again. But now, of course, a mouse is trans, I don't particularly like cosplaying as guys. So maybe I should... Although I'm a lot more confident than I used to be, so maybe I should get back to that again. Okay, finish him. When he's done animating. There is a key placed on the pedestal. It glints in the room's soft light. That was roughly your thoughts. Besides, you don't think either of us are buff enough looking. Yeah, you might just be right. Okay. Reveal invisible. Aligned to red. Okay, that didn't help. A moat of molten rock and fire prevents access to the room's centre, in which a curious shrine stands. Confused by the layout, Roberto ponders its purpose and reason and finds none. Oh, already out of puff. Now you're imagining cosplaying as Mort by wearing a purely blackened... wearing black and a skull head mask. I mean, if you were streaming with a green screen, I could probably do it by, To be honest, sometimes when I'm streaming D&D, my tiefling is a glacier tiefling, so she gets a free invisibility spell. So I was actually thinking of getting green screen just so I could do a gag with that. Okay, Narokov and Redgamore. Narokov absorb, Redgamore area. To be honest, it's kind of annoying that it forces you to find each spell in turn, but let's see if that does it. Perfect. There is a key placed on the pedestal. It glints in the room's soft light. Nice. Okay, no other door. Don't think... Nope, no other doors. And there's the effigy I was worried about picking up in this level. A sapphire effigy stands inside an alcove set into the wall. In a recent Pathfinder session, your wizard started an encounter with an invisibility spell, so she had plausible deniability that she had been doing anything else. She could appear a cowardly bystander plausibly if she wasn't seen casting anything that wasn't defensive. Fair enough. I mean, it wasn't streams, but basically the first session of my current D&D group, we had an encounter with a travelling salesman who was doing a shell game, except unlike basically it was an actual legitimate shell game, and he was just making money because the house always wins. Because in the setting there's basically an entire religion devoted to the god of chance, who would not approve of any cheating. The key to the Forgotten Corridor. I wonder if this might be it. So it is. And basically the bard, he was a bit suspicious, started a fight, which my tiefling rogue completely stayed out of. And in the end, the warlock of all things basically convinced everyone to back down. Granted, the Warlock is a top tier himbo, so he's got that going. Okay, so I think this yellow energy might zap me. Yes. So let's just cast a nice little shield spell. Yeah. In fact, in the last episode, which was streamed, the same character showed up at the beginning because it was a seaside. It was a beach episode, but the DM doesn't watch anime and had no idea what that means. So it wasn't technically a beach episode. It's just us at the beach. See if this does it. Yes. I repeated those guys, but I'm different. I mean, my character ended up getting turned into a frog and got stuck in a vending machine, as one does. The game really did put a bunch of dead people to telegraph, "This will kill you," isn't it? Yep, they did that. It ended up being a fairly dark episode, even though it was supposed to be a comedic one, with only, well, basically my rogue and the other rogue in the party, because the party has 2 rogues with different subclasses. Both played by trans women. My rogue's the best one. The man babbles incoherently about worms devouring his countrymen, and that Roberto will be next. Oh, worm? A rope holds the bridge aloft, waiting to be lured into position. This carving depicts a man's skeletal remains in the cruel embrace of a multitude of worm-like creatures. Are these the things that killed the men in this room? You've always wanted to play a game where everyone's some kind of rogue. Oh, hello, Ivysaur EG. How's it going? I look like the main character of this game. Oh, thank you. I'm actually deliberately cosplaying. Namely because I've cosplayed Samus Aran while streaming Metroid, and well, she looks very similar, and she literally has the same voice actress, so yep, thanks for that. Okay. Oh, I literally just cut the rope here. Okay, maybe if I'm very quiet. Done anything worth saving over? I think I literally saved in the last room, so... Okay, rude. A lever is mounted on a nearby column. Should Roberto pull the lever? Okay, I can escape. It's too dangerous to survey right now. Okay. Can I attack? Let's see how they like this. I guess they're okay with it. Okay, plan B. The dilapidated roof appears to be collapsing in several areas and will need a lot of reinforcement. The workers will have a daunting task ahead of them. You never got this far in this game. Yeah. What I kind of like is there's a very clear progression from basically the era where most projectile weapons were fairly weak compared to melee weapons, or took ages to reload, but had some power to them. And when firearms were more dominant. In fact, slight spoiler, the final level literally gives you an assault rifle and grenade launcher that can tear through everything in the game. Well, actually, it's not the final level, it's the penultimate level. Yep. Plus, you also get to enchant C4 explosives and use that to blow up an area. Very postmodern magic. Okay, Ivysaur EG says you never got this far in the game. Oh yeah, that's fair enough. I've completed this before, but that was over 10 years ago, so I'm having to remember a lot of this. Max Sting wants to play Pathways into Darkness. Never heard of that. Alright, before I forget, in regards to playing an entire team of rogues, you might actually want to give Blades in the Dark a look. It's sort of a steampunk, well, sort of, I guess sort of Dishonored, Bloodborne sort of setting, where you play as a crew of rogues doing a caper. You own a copy of that, but you haven't got to try it yet. I streamed it, a bit of it, when my D&D group was going through a hiatus. It's a good system, powered by the apocalypse. Ooh. Got me again, game. Got me again. Okay, obviously I'm backtracking, and I know there were corpses in here, so I'm sure they're going to get up and start trying to eat me. Okay, maybe not. You think part of the charm for the idea of a whole party of rogues for you is having to deal with the problems that are usually designed for a more varied party, often by avoiding them entirely or throwing smoke bombs and escaping. Yeah, that's pretty much Blades in the Dark. It's sort of a suit. Yeah. Basically, you can choose an approach. An abandoned library of sorts, a small collection of rotted, useless books lie amidst a smashed pottery and debris. Basically, it's powered by the apocalypse, so the system sort of, you're playing as fairly normal human beings. Don't forget to save. Good advice. But you have to have a stress bar for each character, and bad stuff happens if it fills up. So her grandfather's also relived this life. Yeah, basically, every time you pick up the tome in a flashback, there's sort of a flash montage of everyone else who's picked it up so far. So I think it sort of implies that this is just Alex going through the same thing. Bleeding walls, of course. I'm not actually sure what I'm supposed to be doing now. True, it is very hard to climb walls that are bleeding. Of course, maybe it's just bleeding edge architecture. That apparently cost me a follower. Oh, thanks for the follow, by the way, Super Lazy Genius. No less. To be honest, D&D doesn't lend itself well to any approach that isn't charging in with swords and slash spells drawn, and isn't designed to. Anything else is reduced to 1 or 2 pass-fail rolls and minimal decision making from the players. Yeah, Powered by the Apocalypse systems are a bit better because they resolve everything with the same sort of roles, even combat, and rely a lot more on theatre of the mind. Yeah, Blades in the Dark especially. I mean, one of the other things we played on hiatus was Where We Live and Breathe, which is basically Shadowrun with the Blades in the Dark rule set, and that works incredibly well. Namely because I got to play a cyberpunk Pokemon trainer. Incidentally, I've heard there's actually a system which is basically just Pokemon as a tabletop RPG. Wonder if I can put the book here for a moment. Nope. Oh, hey Keith. No, not the Dutch angles. Anything but the Dutch angles. Oh yeah, speak of the devil actually, Keith was the one who GM'd the Where We Live and Breathe session. RIP my sanity. Oh good, I killed it. Yep, super fun. This item is now enchanted. Yeah, I basically played a, oh god. Okay, I hope I can grab some health in this dimension. Okay, what's over here? Oh, magic. Magic I can use to heal. Yep, stop mid-sentence there. Yep, basically I played a cyberpunk Pokemon trainer. And that got crazy because I literally just kept giving Keith all my silly ideas. And found when we started the game, they were, yeah, literally just said everything that came into my head, and come the game, that all happened. Nihilus, then you have Blades in the Dark, another powered by the Apocalypse games, hard coding in incentives and suggestions for role playing. Yep, that's true. Ironically doing it better than D&D, which bills itself as the world's greatest role playing game. On the blurb of every book. Actually, no, not even in the blurb. I'm back. Did you miss me? Oh, I'm going to die. Help. I'm going to climb up. I'm going to heal. Okay, Kiara, thanks for dropping by. I hope you, presumably you're going to work, so I hope you have a good... Oh, come on. Yep, I hope your shift goes swiftly. D&D is a serviceable game, but there's likely a better alternative for what you want to do at the table. Yeah, that's true. I mean, to be fair, a lot of D&D can just be explained as a Hasbro wanting to sell miniatures. Gotcha. You'd buy that if they kept 4th edition going. To be fair, I think 4th edition was unpopular enough that nothing could have really let them keep it going for too long. which was when D&D had an idea of what it was. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Oh, someone who actually likes 4th edition. Fair enough. I guess you exist. I can't really comment either way because basically my first experience, I had the advanced D&D starter set when I was little. I think it was a second-hand one because I'm not that old. Then I got really into 3rd/3.5 edition. Oh yeah, that Gamma World stream was insane. Serious old school gamer Brie. Basically, I sort of skipped edition and got back into it with 5th edition. No idea what I'm doing. What you really need to try is Hardwired Island. Oh yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about that. Disclaimer from Keith. You're a Hardwired Island's backer. Your name is third in the backer credits. Okay, Mr. Showoff. Max Sting is also a backer. Guess I'm the only non-backer around here then. To be fair, I haven't really backed many things on Kickstarter. I almost hated 4th edition when they were playing it, in Storm campaigns mostly, so it guaranteed at least story immersion, but then at that point you thought D&D was a role-playing game, and most of your impressions from webcomics and stuff. Yeah, that's fair. I think what really got me into D&D was Order of the Stick. Lots of podcasters do a terrible job of playing D&D. They just sit around the table and have fun, talk shit and tell jokes. Which is great, it's entertaining. Yeah, you're right, Keith, that's sort of, I mean, I suppose the controversial opinion, actually. Oh yeah, Order of the Stick's getting close to its ending arc. I'd say, controversial opinion, but actual plays are actually the real pro version of D&D because it's being done for an audience. Walking around in circles to get my magic back up reminds you of the time you were playing a necromancer in Arcanum and juggling 2 staves and a dagger and spent an hour bringing an entire clan of dwarves back from the dead for no reward whatsoever, except their dubious and poorly scripted gratitude. Hey, can't put a price on friendship, can you? Okay, have I missed something around here? The wall is decorated with runes. Great care has been taken to place the scaffolding around the symbols, not to damage them. Obviously they must be of great significance. Yeah, you'd have felt like shit for not doing it because you had the power. Yeah, I have the same problem. I feel bad about doing bad things. Or not doing good things. Because I don't want the NPCs to be disappointed in me. The Ox Ventures are a lot of fun to watch. Consistently gets every 5th edition simpler rules wrong, and is downright false advertising if someone goes from watching it to trying Adventurers League. The in-store officially sanctioned campaigns from Wizard of the Coast. Yeah, that's fair. Yep, you're correct. The Blaze in the Dark series is an absolute masterpiece. That's literally one of the, I think Ox Venture and the Blaze in the Dark series is literally one of the few podcasts that have actually made me laugh out loud. Luckily I do that in the privacy of my own home, so no one can witness that. Yeah, you probably would get quite a good idea of how to play Blaze in the Dark by watching it, actually. It helps that Blaze in the Dark's basically, the rulebook literally says, read it through once, play a game, and don't be afraid to make a few mistakes. So it's something you can very much watch by seeing someone else play the game. Hey, nothing wrong with reading Catch-22 and Scanner Darkly in public. Yeah, I think a lot of people have it and don't realise it because of the Justice Bundle. Keep forgetting, where is the Racial Justice Bundle and the Video Game Bundle separate? Yep, Keith has a hardback copy, which he has lorded over me at least once. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think the bundle's on sale anymore. Oh hey Nick, how's it going? Happy birthday, by the way. For those not aware, Nick has the running gag of everyone saying it's his birthday, regardless of whether it happens to be. He also happens to be the DM of the D&D stream I mentioned, so follow him to watch me embarrassing myself by playing an orange tiefling. There it is. You're in fact prepping for the next session right now. That's good, because last session we of course had to resort to a beach episode. And since, of course, Nick doesn't watch anime... Yep, Nick, of course, doesn't watch anime, so he didn't actually know what a beach episode was meant to be. Which actually led to a darker episode than the preceding one, involving a necromancer and a dead child. In fact, there was actually, I believe, at least one orphan maid. It blows your mind that there's folks who aren't familiar with anime. Oh, that's nothing. Some people make not being familiar with anime their entire personality. Beach episode definitely means infects multiple children with mind flare tadpoles. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's a kind of fan service. Oh. Guess what time it is? That's right, TSMR. Brought to you today by... Honeybush and Rooibos. Rooibos? I can't pronounce Dutch languages. Coco wouldn't approve. Don't forget to save. That's true. Tea time is save time. Anyway, as you can tell, I'm hopelessly lost, so if anyone wants to give me a hint of where to go, that's absolutely fine. What are these people doing on this floor anyway? Do they know they're merely a couple of dozen feet away from death and dismemberment? Yes, they do. And a lot of them are actually quite scared of it. Although it's sort of implied the deeper parts of the ruins are where most of the monsters are. Nolus says you watch lots of anime, but the only one you know that had a beach episode was Avatar. Okay, and Nick has redeemed cosplay suggestion. Amy Rose from Sonic. You only have the worst suggestions. Well, I'm not really into Sonic anyway, so that's me off the hook. Yeah, and Nolus is correct, it would be a lot of work. I mean, Sonic has that weird quirk of its animation where they're basically animated like mascot suits. Oh, I do not want to go there. Maybe because they're very expensive. Max Sting has always wanted to be like Amy Rose, even if you actually don't. I suppose her better characterizations Oh, and Nick's also redeemed posture. That I can do. I wanted to like, not be like. Fair enough. Okay, Nick's also redeemed random trivia. Okay, I actually have something for this. Yesterday was the 41st anniversary of the death of David A. Johnston. Why is that important? Well, he was an American volcanologist who was on top of Mount St. Helens when it erupted in 1980. His last words before being hit by a pyroclastic flow were, Vancouver, Vancouver, this is it. I believe the research station that was built in the aftermath was named after him. Tragic, but what a way to go. Oh, and thank you for paying respects to him, Nick. Like that I just inflected Nick, like I put it in square quotes. Thank you for paying respects, Nick, if that is your real name. His cursedness. Okay, nothing here. Unless... Nope, nothing there. They sure had some fun with the lighting and the shadows in this game. Yep, I'm actually quite surprised they didn't do the whole adjust the brightness until the image on the left is invisible thing. But then again, this was an older game, so I suppose they didn't really have the lighting technology for it. The essence of Ulayoff, its veil, shifts from plane to plane, reality to reality, never really existing but never really not. Okay, so I have no idea what I'm doing. I think one of the fun things is if you pick up an item in some chapters, you get them in others. What's all this? Oh yeah. Completely forgot. Being crashed after I cleared the enemy's ass in this area. Steady. Okay. Yep, I've explored this area. You've seen some pretty old games that use that sort of thing, the shading thing. But a lot of things didn't get standardised until later. That's why you love the Fallout 1 controls, but can understand why they're hard to learn. Yeah. Fallout's interesting as well, because I keep forgetting what the term is, but basically it, instead of being isometric, it's similar to isometric graphics, but it uses completely arbitrary angles. Okay, I'm going to recover a bit of sanity because, quite frankly, him looking around like that's making me nervous. Right, I'm just going to double check what I need to do to finish this chapter. Recover sanity, aka Undutch. I don't get that reference, but... What's the name of this chapter again? Okay, so apparently I should have finished the game. Finished the level. Yep, Dutch angles are plenty. And the enchantment's just dripping off. Leaky magic. Okay. So apparently when I return to the previous area, I should have automatically finished. So presumably there's somewhere I need to survey. So apparently there was a survey room in the area where I picked up the... Okay, I guess I'll just backtrack and hope I can find it. This corridor's a lot nicer now that there's no enemies in it. There's the worm room that was too dangerous to survey at the time. I think I managed to... Yeah, I think I surveyed it after I killed the worms. I think there's a survey here. Oh. Yes, this is the one I was missing. The room appears to be an incredibly ancient shrine to the ancients, as noted in the Tome of Eternal Darkness. Could this be what Roberto's captor seeks to preserve with his monument? Yep, Roberto's like, would you like to take a survey? Roberto has completed his survey of the complex. Now he can return to the surface and report his findings to his captor. I'm sure it will go very well for him. Very well indeed. Roberto brings a completed survey to his captor. Bad sample. Hey, would you like to build a snowman, but it's would you like to take a survey? Would you like to take a survey? It doesn't have to be a representative example. Fun fact, I can't sing. That sounds like a nightmare of a song, and now you want to hear it. Further fun fact, the only thing I know about Breaking Bad is that do you want to build a meth lab parody of it? Max Sting says, you like Breaking Bad, but not its fandom. Yeah, I can describe a lot of things that way, actually. Yep, definitely The Watchmen.
And what news do you bring me, Architect?
The foundations are infested. Demons and devils. Many lives will be lost if you try to build there.
You have done well to complete your goal, Bianchi. The construction will continue as planned.
But the demons! You'd be insane to build there.
Silence, dog! What dwells beneath the Forbidden City is the very reason it was built.
Dun dun dun.
For you to understand, you must witness it firsthand. Let me educate you. Guards! Put this one with the others of the sacrifice. I am the Scourge of God, appointed to chastise you.
See, this is not how you
Since
treat your
no one
employees.
knows the remedy for your iniquity except me.
Do you know how hard it is to find a good architect?
But I am more wicked than you, so be silent. Now you, Architect, you are about to make your largest contribution to this project.
You like that he's clearly wearing a frightening mask. Yeah, the opening of the chapter confirmed that he's basically the main villain of the, well, like the sort of main minion of the bad guys in disguise. P.S. Augustus. This is corporate. Good one, Nernus. All your characters should wear frightening masks. Should Alex try to survey the area? Really, game? Redeems posture checking game. Yep. I'm totally just doing the gamer neck to more accurately portray Alex. An unseen force guides Alex's hand towards the painting, compelling her to look behind it. She reaches out and pulls back the painting and discovers a chapter page hidden behind it. A sense of familiarity overcomes her as the chapter page comes to her fingers. So does the realization that Roberto's spirit is aiding her. Alex found a chapter page entitled "A War to End All Wars" hidden behind the painting. Meanwhile, Yeah, it's basically a false choice. If you don't take it, nothing happens.
The Black Guardian grows restless, my liege. Its hunger increases, and the binding continues to weaken. We feed it flesh, but I fear it will not guard the relic too much longer.
There is no choice.
That feeling when someone's bothering you while you're in the kitchen.
And guard the artifact until the time of planetary alignment. After that, the Guardian may return to its lair. Our master does not like failure. It is imperative to keep the binding intact.
Then we have to find more flesh and bone.
Oh, what specifically is actually cool? Okay, so this is an interesting chapter because it's set in. I can't remember if it's set during or just after World War One. So you actually get half-decent firearms. Actually, that's not true. You already had some half-decent ones.
The war to end all wars redefined
Yes,
how
I remember to
mankind
save
looked
Max
at
Sting.
war and the value of human life. Over 19,000 men lost their lives every day in the trenches of the Somme. Some say uselessly, some invoke a higher cause. I read accounts of the slaughter from many journalists who spent time in the trenches, but I found the account of a certain Peter Jacob to be the most horrible of all. His implication about the ancients' involvement with the war was hideous and so obvious. With the horror of the Battle of the Somme scant miles away and the distant echoes of pounding artillery, a young journalist named Peter Jacob researched his latest story from the front lines. His grim task brought him to Oublier Cathedral, now transformed into a field hospital.
For those who don't know, the Battle of the Somme was one of the worst battles of World War One.
I find no solace in the purpose behind all the senseless violence that surrounds me. Young men die at a rate unheard of in centuries of warfare. Shelling, machine guns, and mustard gas rip, pierce, and burn your flesh. Men soak gauze in their own urine to stop the insidious gas. The hospitals here cannot cope with the torrent of wounded.
Yeah, sorry. Didn't want to speak over the cutscene. Ah, yep, interesting mechanic here. One of the items you have here is his flash pan. Because he's a photographer, you can literally use it to stun enemies. Except, of course, quite a lot of the enemies for this playthrough don't have heads. This is a photographer's flash pan, used to hold combustible powders that, when ignited, create a large white flash. This can be used to stun some enemies. Oh, thanks for the link, Max Sting. Yeah, basically the Battle of the Somme is lucky penny, an old coin marked in a peculiar manner. It has held sentimental value for someone. Whoever holds the penny will undoubtedly receive good fortune. A pouch of flash powder for use with the photographic flash pan. World War I cryptid, part Night of the Living Dead and part Warhorse. Like all of oft-told tales, it had several variants, but the basic kernel warned of scar-faced and fearless deserters banding together from nearly all sides and living beneath the abandoned trenches and dugouts. According to some versions, the deserters scavenged corpses for clothing, food and weapons. like a wartime version of the Tommyknockers. Wow. That is quite creepy. Yeah, basically the Battle of the Somme, just before the battle, is the setting for Journey's End, which was a play that was basically one of the first ever pieces of literature to not really portray the war in a positive light. Anyways, it is World War I and we're exploring a spooky church where we've already had to fight a bunch of demons in the past. And now it's a field hospital. Covered with blood-stained sheets, these poor souls have passed from this world. For them the suffering is over, but for those around them the ordeal continues. You know what I find kind of funny is that the main character of this chapter has about the same haircut, although much lower polygon, as the main character of Vampire. The faint sound of moaning emanates from behind the linen veils. Whispered utterances, frantic prayers to loved ones, words offered only by those who face their mortality. Oh yeah, there's a letter here. The soldier's letter lies on the table waiting to be sent home. Yeah, just pick it up, why don't you? First letter from Private Reginald Jackson to his love Margaret. I was admitted to this hospital on Tuesday. Damage caused to my legs was slight, but there's no way I could ever walk normally again. I hate this place. Every day I'm reminded that I'll never be able to do things I love. The hospital is a very strange place, converted from an old cathedral. There is an odd atmosphere around it. Silent but for the words of the wounded calling out in the night. There is no doubt it is haunted. What I find most odd in this place is that you never see anyone leave during the day. It's not right. No goodbyes or farewells. Just an empty bed when you wake. Yes, Mac, I saved. Stop tormenting me so, I beg of you. Hi, nurse. Sorry, you always forget if I did. Fair enough. The soldier is rather distressed. Perhaps he has lost a lot of friends to the trench of the Somme. He confides that the only stories are sad ones, and that the only true heroes are in the mortuary. And it would be annoying to have to replay a lot. One more so for me than you. Fair enough. Now there's an interesting sigil. An old collection of coloured lines decorate the wall. Below the designer, steps appear to lead up into the wall, going nowhere. Is this guy guarding the pipe organ? Oh yeah, let's take a look at his stats. Oh yeah, if you look here, he has quite a decent magic bar and health bar, because he's a journalist in the war, so he's pretty fit and he's quite scholarly, but he has a very low sanity bar. The guard frowns and ushers Peter away from the organ. He explains that it is one of the few antiques in the region that has so far survived the war, and while he's alive it will remain intact. Mysterious. Yep, a completely normal thing to find in a field hospital. I mean, come on. There's always the odd sigil around. Okay, what happened here? The guard shifts about, obviously bored with his duty and awaiting a replacement, or perhaps a call to arms. Hello? Arms? Arms? You there? Stacked deeply on the landing, crates of medical supplies await use. Syringes of morphine, bandages, tourniquets, antiseptics. The list goes on and on. Hacks off an enemy's arms. Farewell. A soldier's letter sits atop a crate of medical supplies. Second letter from Private Reginald Jackson to his love Margaret. I've been here for over a week now, and there's no word for when I'll be allowed to leave. Strange things have happened. At night, the sounds of the hospital change, echoes of voices that don't belong to anyone haunting the walls and corridors. The restless ghosts, perhaps, or the sounds of movement or whispers. I have seen more firsthand, and the sounds at night of this hospital scare me more than I have ever thought possible. What's going on here at night? Why do I feel so threatened? My fears are worsened by the talk of the other young soldiers. One said he had heard cries for help in the middle of the night, cries that were only answered by snarls of rage and not compassion. Another said Lance Corporal Haskell had not been discharged but had gone missing. I stare at his empty bed with a sense of unholy dread gnawing at my heart. You like that as a journalist? You clearly have an excuse to steal letters, even if it's also clearly wrong. Yep. This is going to be a major scandal after the war. And we're at the bell tower again. Can I pull the... I want to pull the thing. Is that an item? Guess not. Pardon me. Okay, guess we have no choice but to... Oh, there's a guy blocking this. The guy quietly but strongly points out that the area is off limits to civilians. Can I punch him? No. Oh, there's a thing. Peter finds a sealed envelope that seems to have been left behind. A sealed envelope looks rather official. Should Peter open the envelope? Nope. Okay, game over. We'll just stay out of the war safely in this hospital. Peter has acquired some soldiers' orders. An official note on Army Regulation Stationery. The note reads, Private Thompson. Oh, that's the guy whose letters we've been reading. Wait, Private Thompson. By order of Lieutenant Hargreaves on behalf of the HRH, George V, you are to leave your post of duty and rally in the street outside Oublay Cathedral. Further orders will be presented at the rallying point. God save the king. Yep, problem solved, game over. Oh hey Joe, how's it going? And yep, good evening darkness indeed. The cathedral's tabernacle is fashioned from aged varnished mahogany. Its doors are closed and there doesn't appear to be any way of opening it manually. Still, after all these years. And how are you doing today, Joe? Abruptly, the guard asks Peter if he has clearance for the old tower, as it is a restricted area. Oh, slept for 2 hours. Not a bad nap. There's an achievement in a remake of one of the Metal Gear games if you shoot someone who's going to be a baddie in chronologically later games in the series. Oh, I think you're thinking of Metal Gear Solid 3, which isn't a remake of anything. It's just a prequel. Although oddly enough, Silicon Knights, who developed this game, went on to develop the Twin Snakes, which is a remake of the first Metal Gear Solid. You started your job at 6:15 in the morning today. Ouch. I mean, when I'm at my day job, which I'm obviously on medical leave from at the moment. You thought it was remade or ported or whatnot to the 360 and you added the achievement then. Oh, you might be right, because I don't think the PlayStation 2 had achievements. Yeah, I normally start at 4 in the morning, but I work in a bakery, so that's expected. It's not actually skilled work, it's just work you have to be up early for. I suppose my job title is more like oven technician. Oh yeah, apparently the PlayStation started trophies with the PS3. Fair enough. Behold, the entire cathedral. Ah, yep. Like everyone in this game, he can just throw hands if he's not carrying a weapon. Yeah, it's quite early, but I can adjust my sleep cycles accordingly. Or just take a nap when I get home. Okay, I have no idea where to go next. The guard inspects the orders and hands them back to Peter, saying that these orders are intended for someone else. Yep, this is one long fireworks show. At some point you want to play a first-person shooter level with the perfect OSHA compliance. Okay. Maybe the injured soldier? Eternal darkness of the spotty mind. Okay, maybe not. With a melody voice, the nurse advises that Peter get some rest. Ah. Come on, there's got to be one soldier who'll fall for this. Okay, guess I can't talk to this one. Maybe if I share it to all of them, one of them will actually be the guy. He's waiting for a call to arms. I think this is our guy. The guard unfolds the orders and begins to read them before exclaiming, "Bloody hell, lad! We must be on the offensive!" Following the orders, he takes leave of his post. "Bloody hell, lad! We must be on the offensive!" Yep, that'll do. Okay, let's see what's in. The spook room. Detail. Designed to muster patriotic feelings, these posters declare that the Allies are fighting the good fight. It's a small comfort for the occupants of the room, whose spent corpses line the cold cathedral floor. La victoire est à nous. The victory is ours. Aidez-nous à presser la menace. You'll help crush the enemy. Ils observent les suspicions. He's watching the suspicious. Lumière's toes. Okay, I don't know what that means. My French isn't good enough. Yeah, but yeah, very on the nose. Thinking about too much about wars messes with your head badly. Yeah, that's understandable. It's not something I want to think about either. But yep, we're very firmly in the time period of effective firearms. A revolver lies abandoned on a nearby pew. Pew 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 pew. Should Peter pick up the revolver? And now something bad's happened. Stacked like logs, Peter stands before the price of human war. The bloody corpses of young men who have made the ultimate sacrifice to defend their own countries and those of others. Oh, we're in the spook room. I'm so enchanting this pistol. This level model 1892 revolver was introduced prior to World War I. A double-action pistol with a 6-shot swing-out cylinder chamber for 8mm French service ammunition. Okay, I have a magical gun. Ho ho ho. It's all one very dark tower. Oh, hey there. Oh yeah, annoying thing about these game thieves is that occasionally dodge attacks. Oh, I'm out of bullets. See ya. Okay. Yep, I hope he finds the sword soon too. Oh, these would be the, Hey there. Looks like my sanity's already bottomed out. Help. Oh, sucks to be this guy. Ah. Yeah, I don't have any bullets to save her. The altar stands wreathed in cold mist. As Peter nears the stone, a sense of deep woe gnaws at his heart. The cathedral is undoubtedly evil, and not the holy place he had thought it to be. There a sword in here? I hope there's a sword. No, no swords. Oh, ammunition. Oh, it's for a rifle. Of course it is. This room has been converted into a rudimentary morgue. Bloodstained sheets cover the unfortunate souls who've passed beyond. Okay, the possessed nurse is going to try and punch me. A sword! In the immortal words of Dante from Devil May Cry, a sword. Interesting, the camera just kind of lurches about. Yeah, that basically happens if you're low on sanity, which I very much am. Okay, I've got a sword. I'm just going to heal some sanity, so the camera doesn't jerk about so much. Sorry, nurse. But I can't show you my license because your head crab zombie. Hey, get off. I've covered wars, you know. Now to go and fight. You had to look up that line because you knew it but couldn't remember. Yep, that's from the Dead Rising series, I believe. Oh good, more rifle ammunition. Where's the rifle? Yeah, to be fair, it's the same animation for the sword, I think. A torch hangs upon the wall. Oh, yeah, I could have used that for the zombies. Oh well. Boxes of medical supplies awaiting use and treatment, covered with bloody fingerprints. It is hard to tell whether they are actually used to save lives or just to relieve the suffering. Oh, hey, Anorki. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well today. Feeling quite energetic. I mean, you know, apart from the whole horrifying war thing here. Okay, does the torch reveal anything? Nope, guess I just need to come back to another later. Okay, recharge the sword. You're comparing it to the stab hack with the Samata. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think the most elegant one is ironically the saber, where you basically they stab the enemy and then kick them, which feels a bit unnecessary, but it's a stressful situation. Ouch. Get off me. Okay, I'm in trouble here. One thing it doesn't actually tell you straight up front is that if you run out of sanity, it starts draining your health instead. Actually, that's probably a fair description of the whole game. Just assign that for convenience sake. Okay, any other enemies about? Your bedside manner could use some work. To be fair, I'd imagine a sword like that is a bit heavy to wield, especially for an academic. Yep, the things we do to save ammunition. Where are you? Actually kind of annoying how often you've definitely tried holding a real rapier and it was still pretty heavy. Yeah, what people tend to not realise about rapiers, often because they sort of mix them up with foils, is that a rapier is basically just a sword that's designed purely for thrusting. So it's actually the same weight as, say, a similar sort of one-handed, two-handed sword, just longer. A piece of very old paper sits on the pipe organ, callously misplaced and forgotten. Peter has found a sheet of music. The shelling has knocked out the cathedral's generator. The organ cannot be used properly without a supply of power. It can probably be used if power is restored. A rifle lies on the altar. probably discarded by a fleeing guard. Hey there. Yeah, it's probably a lot smaller than a two-handed sword, but it's basically the same sort of general size and shape as a, well, about the same weight as a, like a small sword at least. Yep, enchanted rifles. Never leave home without them. None of this. You can't enchant firearms because you need a personal connection to whoever you're killing. Nonsense. Like the Mary Celeste, the desk hasn't been touched in some time, as though its user suddenly turned away and never returned. A half-finished letter bespeaks silent, unfinished activity. Can I pick up the letter? More rifle ammunition, very nice. A desk kept meticulously clean. Peter is surprised that it is not more chaotic for a frontline hospital. After all, isn't this where the death certificates are written? So that was basically the guest room in the previous visitation of this area. Oh, more ammunition. Was that someone knocking? Yeah, just hearing knocking is one of the sanity effects when you're sort of kind of low. Getting a lot of rifle ammunition. Ow. Oh, a trapper. Silly me. Hello? In the light of modern technology, my undead friend. You know what, I'll do the rifle finisher animation at least once. Yep, this is indeed intense. Okay, I don't know if there's another one. Oh wait, yes there is. I'll just use my revolver for that, because I don't want to waste rifle ammunition. Eldritch Horror's one weakness. Bullets. Fired from a gun. Okay, that's a really good use of a pistol. What specifically? A soldier's body lies on the floor. Far from the front line, this poor man met his end. His fate is far removed from his brothers in arms, a victim of the cathedral rather than by bullet or bayonet. Casks full of maturing wine line the cellar. Amidst the wraiths of the cold air, when the war is over, if it ever is, the wine will be of a good vintage. Guess there's no trick barrels this time. I'll get rid of trappers like that. Old recipe but faithful for many years, a coal-burning boiler provides heat and steam to this cathedral complex. There is currently no pressure being diverted to the generator. Should Peter turn the wheel? Yes. Get the torch out so I can actually see. There appears to be a hole in the wall. It is large enough for a small dog to pass through. Oh. Let's get summon a green one.
Tier Paratak Celadon. The body of a soldier, a patient from the hospital, lies slumped against the door. Trying to hide from the horror, he had barricaded himself inside the room before succumbing to his wounds. Oh, I guess it. To the trapper dimension with you. Do you ever pick no when the game asks you if you should do something? Oh yeah, you can do that, but it doesn't really do anything. It just doesn't, well, literally it doesn't do anything and nothing happens. It's one of those, you have to agree to it to continue. Spooky. A circle of power sits atop a stack of crates in the middle of the room. Okay, now I can cast the highest level spells. Okay, so first things first. Okay, what was the enchant rune again? Antibok and Magmore. Okay, let's just get the souped up version ready. Okay. And let's continue. To be fair, I don't think the puzzles really get much Okay, more rifle ammunition. Good, good. Perched on the wall beside the generator is an open-faced fuse box. A fuse appears to be missing. There is no sign of where it could be. Okay. Guess I need to find a fuse.
my rifle. Play some music. Oh wait, yep, the organ doesn't work, does it? Went that way. You're inclined to say this game does a lot of things right. Yeah, it does do quite a bit of interesting stuff. Okay, so that's a 7-point circle. Green aligned. So that's Dispel Magic. Neflek Ragamore. Oh, wrong button. Dispel area, that was it. What specifically would you say it does right, Max Sting? Okay, cast Dispel Magic, top level, red aligned. I love the animation. Oh, I guess it's reveal invisible. I love the animation for Dispel Magic because it's literally just the runes going pew, to put it scientifically. Okay, Narrowcalf and Regamore. Cast Reveal Invisible. This will actually be important for a later chapter. Off the top of the head, you like the way the weapons are designed to be balanced around ease of use versus risk versus scarcity, requiring difficult choices in how to engage, and enchanting guns isn't done nearly often enough. Oh, fair enough. That is pretty cool. And while you don't like the angle camera bullshit, it works really well. Yeah. The fact the game's happy to mess with the camera counts for a lot, really. Okay, I don't have a handle, so I need to find a handle. Yeah, the knocking noises are actually quite good for a scare. I'm actually quite glad I'm not wearing my headphones at the moment. Okay. Oh, welcome back, Nolus. Basically, the whole hospital has been taken over by horrible monsters. And I don't just mean the nurses. Yick, yick. Okay, I'm just going to show you all the revolver finisher, which is basically the same as the rifle finisher, but with a revolver. Yeah, don't worry, I know what you meant. Enchant the rifle. And reload it. So yeah, basically every single person in this hospital has been taken over by horrible monsters. Oh, that's a difference. She was actually controlled by a blue-aligned monster. Path of the Curse. Feel free to steal that pun for a silly Blades in the Dark mission title. Oh yeah, you can absolutely enchant the pistol. Basically, in fact, in the penultimate level, the ability to enchant modern weaponry becomes a plot point.
This isn't really happening.
Oh, I guess size does matter. Someone who isn't controlled, merely compromised. What do you mean? Alright, the nurse... Oh, she was still being controlled, just by a different ancient minions. Interesting detail, but I don't know if it was just a glitch or something. Oh, the person whimpering. This isn't happening. Alright, yep, that's the player character. I'm sure everyone already knew that. After the magic has taken hold, a heavy oak door is revealed. Scratches and dents infest the wood, telling a long dark story. It is missing its handle. There seems to be no way to open it. Yep, it has a lot of fun. Most of it at the player's expense. A guard lies dead at the foot of the steps, viciously assassinated by the creatures now infesting the cathedral. He went quickly and without much struggle. Does that mean his murder was politically motivated? And yep, basically the lower your sanity, the more crazy the effects become. Now personally I'm not particularly fond of the fact it's called the Sanity system, but yeah, if you just call it stress like Blades in the Dark, it's basically the same deal. Okay, this is where I found the sword earlier. This room has fallen into disuse. The shelves once full of books and scrolls are now rife with dust, bearing nothing but trash and debris. Okay, can we get an F in the chat for the books? This is where the torch was. Can't actually find anything here. Except in Blades in the Dark, I doubt you hallucinate your bits falling off. But yes, it's actually hard to find horror that actually has any interest in doing right by mental health issues. Yeah. Even D&D's treatment of mental health was pretty unpleasant. As recently as the 2010s. So yeah, fun detail. This game does the later very common characters look at interesting things to tip the player off thing. But one of the sanity effects is just literally looking everywhere. Yeah, corruption's also a better option. One of the cathedral's guards lies dead by his post. His death was sudden and violent, his broken limbs twisted at odd angles with a trickle of blood issuing from his mouth and ears. Hello? Anything in here? Hello? I'll keep that in mind if I want to write a death certificate. Oh! Wonder if I can use the penny in place of fuse. George Strawbert would be proud. In a rush of inventiveness, Peter jams the lucky penny in place of the fuse. Amazingly, it works. The fuse has been replaced. On the wall beside the generator is an open-faced fuse box. There is a lucky penny jammed in place of one of the fuses. A dangerous fix, but enough to bring power to the circuit. Okay, I'm just going to restore a bit of sanity because, quite frankly, the camera wobble is beginning to irritate me. Yep, guess I'm not believing in anything now. It really encourages you to pick pillars of moral fibre that are mutually exclusive or logically shaky, but are the kinds of things a person in crisis might lean on, and find either helpful or lacking. Tss. Yeah, I quite like absurdism myself. You can't really hope to understand the universe, but the act of trying to understand it's worthwhile in itself. The workings of the pipe organ have remained mostly the same since installation. Originally the bellows were driven manually, now they're steam-powered and the organ controlled electrically. This might be one of the oldest restored pipe organs in the world. Neato. Okay, let's see if the pipe organ works now. Okay, where would I restart the power then? Oh right, I guess I have to switch the generator back on. Of course I do. The generator has a steady supply of steam and all the circuits appear to be intact. There is a lever to switch the generator on and off. Should Pisa pull the lever? Think I should pull the lever? I think I should pull the lever. I'm gonna pull the lever. Yep. I'll pull the lever. Yep. Wrong lever. Yeah, there's no actual choice here. If you can either pull the lever and nothing happens, or you can not pull the lever. I mean, you can pull the lever and continue, or you can not pull the lever and nothing happens until you agree to pull the lever. Because that's just the world we live in. A sad world where levers must be pulled to continue. Anyway, the lights are on now, so I'm sure I'll be safe. God. That poor window. That poor innocent window. An incredibly old but well-preserved pipe organ. The workmanship is quite exquisite, but borders on the grotesque. Tiny demonic figures hide within swirling facade designs, almost invisible to the eye. Should Pisa play the organ? I guess. A, B, Y, X, E, A... Okay, I can't actually remember the song. No, that's not it. Yep, anyway, here's a bonus song. Yeah, should is an interesting choice of words. More like I shouldn't do this, but not doing it would be boring, so I'm going to do it. I think that's why a lot of games that try to do the whole, oh, you chose to do that. Oh no. Oh, frick off. No one wants to be friends with you anymore. Get off me. I said, get out of it. Yeah, try to get less than that. Oh, thank you. Yep, that was quite well timed. Okay, we don't have time to reload, so... and heal. And now we can safely reload. Oh yeah, what's the item description for the rifle say? The Lee Enfield Mark III bolt-action rifles are legends in their own time. Completely reliable even under adverse conditions, over 3 million were produced in Britain, India and Australia. Fair enough. What have we got here? The tabernacle is almost empty. Empty of all the things that should be there, such as holy water or other ritualistic items. There is only a door handle lying on the lower shelf. Should Pisa pick up the door handle? Well, since people keep asking what happens if I say no, I just say no. It does nothing. Anyway, door handle acquired. You can't hear tabernacle without thinking of Harry Chaplin joking about his audience singing along like the Mormon tubercular choir. Fair enough. Door handle for an obscure door. It doesn't appear to belong to any particular door inside. Come on, we literally already opened this. I guess no other door handle would have worked. Ooh, ammunition. More ammunition. Oh no, we're being given ammunition. I did not agree to this. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Hey, rude. How dare you dodge? Yep, the door into Scar. Scar defines who I am as a person. There is an actual disorder which messes with your hearing, but that's something else. True. Yeah, to be fair, quite a lot of the effects like that don't really hold up just because they don't really look like the display on a modern TV. I mean, the one where the it looks like a CRT television switching off still sort of works because it just looks like the game's crashed, but the thing I like about this room is that plinth makes it more obvious. Okay. Oh, bugger. Stay down. I mean it. The nice thing about the purple damage type is it does damage over time to enemies. Okay, I'm down to my last 9 shots. But that should be fine. Oh, and we're over the 10-hour mark. How long have I been streaming? 2.5 hours. Guess I'll just finish this chapter. Yeah, could do with a plumber. But you know, sometimes there's just a bit of blood dripping down. Whoa. Well, I got myself out of that one as quickly as I got myself into it. Whoops. Anything that needs recharging? Nope, I'm getting out of here. Oops. Oh. Guess I just telefragged it. Oh yeah, something I keep forgetting. Green zombies and basic zombies can be one-hit killed with the torch. A young man's body lies hunched against the wall of the platform. Blood from vicious wounds surrounding his face and neck soaks the remnants of what appear to be a uniform with a sickly dark red. Oh! That was the body I teleported here earlier. It's actually quite a good detail. A bit morbid, but... There was a random bit in Prey where you noticed a dripping noise, so you looked around and look up, and no goodie, there's a headless corpse stuck in the ceiling. Wonder if you can loot it. Happy day. Because video games make you weird. Oh no. A milky blue bottle stands on the altar. Peter has found a magical elixir. Oh, where's the camera button? A small milky blue bottle, stoppered with a chipped cork. This magical elixir will restore all of Peter's magical energy. Interesting. It. You forgot who did it, but you've seen a TikTok or Vine where a guy finds a dead body in the woods and it just smash cuts to him walking around wearing the dead guy's clothes. I think I know the one you mean. I think, if I recall correctly, it was a direct parody of Oblivion. Or Fallout. It's 8:30 here and I keep forgetting it's summer, so it's going to be daylight still. Oh no. Blog yourself. A tattered letter lies forgotten on the chair. Okay, just to remind everyone, we actually literally spoke to the soldier earlier and he left his post to go elsewhere, so he's probably fine. Okay, you need to take off. I will indeed have a good one. I hope you have a pleasant day yourself. Third letter from Private Reginald Jackson to his love Margaret. It's been 2 weeks since Axel went missing, I'm afraid, and I'm more afraid to go to sleep. More than once I saw shadows of people moving past my bed, peeking through the blinds to see a wounded soldier being taken from his bed, drugged and delirious in the dead of the night, never to be seen again. As Askill was, perhaps as I will be. What happened to them I don't know. I'm afraid to ask what happened, for I know that I would surely be the next one to be taken into the darkness. I have no idea what that accident was meant to be, and I'm very sorry. Row upon row of books dedicated to occult lore and arcane science, from the ludicrous to the most hideously unholy. As you do. This shelf appears to be recessed into the wall, not quite as flush as the other ones in the room, almost as if it could slide inward. Should Peter push the shelf? We're really guessing a choice here? No, we're not. There is no choice. We must press forward. Yeah, in context, a lot of post-apocalyptic stuff does get very morbid. Pew, pew. Also morbid. Shooting dead multiple monsters. Okay, just gonna reload that, because why not? Okay, torch out. revolver out. Spear. Okay, perfect. A key lies upon the accursed shrine, glinting in the soft candlelight. You found the binding hall key. How good. What's a binding hall? Yeah, candles are a bit much, really. Oh, you love the candles. Well, I agreed with the typo, so it's too late for me to backtrack. Okay, locks door. An oddly shaped key carved from what appears to be a large bone. Smaller bones and fragments of other organic matter form the teeth and handle of the key. Yep, guess that's the one. Oh, come the heck on. I'm torching the loss of you. See, not so tough now, are you? It's one of mankind's oldest inventions. A soldier's cold, stiff body lies sprawled on the steps. Peter attempts to flip the corpse over to discover his identity, but all that's left of the man's face is a ruined mass of eaten flesh. Well, damn. A soldier's cold, stiff body lies sprawled... Okay, same text. A scroll sits on a small shelf mounted upon the wall. Peter has acquired the magical attack spell scroll. Why would it be here of all places, here in this corridor? Chris Fleming as the Phantom of the Opera. Cape project area. Chris Fleming as Phantom of the Opera. Christine. Oh, never mind, I thought I saw some... it was what, just one of the big ass candles. Project area. Okay. Magical attack assigned. So this door looks familiar. For those who don't remember, the last guy to walk through this door to end the heresy found himself pulled up into the air and had his head exploded for his trouble by the monster up ahead. The corridor is ended by an elaborate door, decorated in a manner much different from the others within the cathedral. Peter senses an unbearable evil beyond the door. When he reaches to open it, fear creeps into his gut and begins to eat at his soul. Should Peter open the door? Absolutely not, but... Yep, that's right. The Aurora Borealis. Hello? Hello? Guess it's not man, so it's outsmarted bullet. May I see it? Sure. Oh, okay, I'm gonna get my sword out. This item's now enchanted. Break free. Not entirely sure what I'm meant to be doing here. Okay, now would be a time to use it. I think I have to use it when the monster's glowing. So let's just dodge some attacks. Yep, that's it. Oh yeah, I'm just going to do one thing. Because if you equip a weapon and take a pot shot, it actually taunts you. Yeah, this one doesn't talk, but the other ones actually outright taunt you. There we go, and 3 of those is enough to... Yep, ward rest and shot ricochet noise. Pew! Okay, guess it's just enough to summon monsters. Ow, jerk. Oh, hey Amanda. Oh, thank you. I feel kind of cute, actually. Okay, I'm just going to equip the torch and... Ow! Yes, very funny. Haha, no less. Okay, I'm not really sure what time I can attack at this point. Always cute. Thank you. Oh, I guess it. Oh, thanks for the posture check, no less. Oh, hey Froy, how's it going? We're just fighting an eldritch to be evil. Oh, hey, KBMK, welcome. Yep, the classic rule of 3 indeed. Looks like a hard fight even without the angles, but I was listening a tad starboard. I got ya. Yeah, could probably get seasick from that. Okay, now I just need to wait until it makes itself vulnerable again. How's everyone enjoying this game so far anyway? Gotcha. He's like, oh, not this again. I think if I get the pistol out, that's a quicker finisher. Come on, make yourself vulnerable. Oh, nice. Very enjoyable from Keith. Nola likes it as it thinks it's an interesting multi-character saga. All good. Can't touch this. Oh. Come on, cast. trouble. That's the finisher. Not quite. I am in serious trouble. Just. Wait until it starts clapping with all four hands, then we're really in trouble. Okay, let's try that again then. Yeah, being low on health makes you move a lot slower. Okay, first stage I'm going to have the torch out. Just double check. Yep, magical attack. Okay, I've got this. Oh, accidentally unequipped. Hey Bavarian, how's it going? Can't skip this cutscene. We just got killed by an ancient evil thing of evil. Well, I've just died once, but I think I got to the final stage. Because this game likes its free motif. So I'm just going to do it again, and this time it will be good, I'm sure. Yep, that's right, Nihilus. It's General Grievous, but headless. Hello there. This app version's kind of been disappointing, really, because the other two actually taunt you. Okay. Ow. One. As long as I keep moving, I'll be fine. That's a 2. Yep, that's a 2. That's a 3. And that's a cutscene. Okay, now is when he starts summoning the zombies. I suppose it's they. Do Eldritch beings have a gender? I suppose not, because they don't. Okay, use the revolver to finish. Ow. Use this moment to reload. Heal. He doesn't have the magic energy, of course he doesn't. Still a roll of threes for the boss. Yep. The boss summons 3 enemies. The boss has 3 stages and has to be hit 3 times. Also, 3rd level spells are a good idea because anything else will take too long to cast. Okay, now for the part that I died on. I like how he's just... Oh, come on. You literally cannot stop moving here. Feeling tired? Aren't we all? 3rd level spells is when you get Fireball and Counterspell, and most of the famous ones. That's true. And that's usually around 5th level, which is pretty much the Experience Adventure phase for a party. I think that's a win. Is it a win? Oh. Yeah, I'm going to call that a win. With the Guardian of Xelatoth vanquished, and the stained glass that kept it hidden lying in pieces, the essence of BisectedBrioche is now liberated. Its magic oops, sorry for hitting the mic there. Its magic beckons to Peter, calling to him. He approaches cautiously. Yep, extra attack from martial classes. Evasion or it's yeah, it's uncanny dodge for rogues, because that just lets you halve the damage from one attack, and you get evasion later. Peter reaches out for the artifact but pulls away as he feels its corrosive magic with a K close on his hand. Wrapping his hands in a shred of clothing, he carefully lifts the artifact from its resting place. Peter has acquired the essence of BisectedBrioche. who ironically isn't very talkative. 69 years later, nice.
And that was how I came by it. I know it sounds crazy, but there you have it. The only proof
Yep,
I
time for
have
crab.
is that statue.
It's a strange one. I've seen one like it before.
You have?
Yes. Very rare, though. Very obscure.
I've had experts take a look at it, and none of them know what it is. And you do.
I'm somewhat of an expert on these things myself. An interest I developed a long time ago while I was a young man.
Then you should keep it. Lord knows I have no interest in it. I am sure it's the cause of my sleeplessness. I keep thinking
The
about
millennial
it,
experience for boomers.
as if it's calling out to me.
Then a drink, perhaps. For the gift. For an unusual objet d'art.
Having stopped reading, Alex discovers a small penny taped to the back of Peter's chapter page. Alex has found a lucky penny. There we go, no more Dutch angles. Okay, I guess I'll call the stream here, since that's been 3 hours. Right, thanks everyone for dropping by. Yep, see you, Froy. Hope you've had fun. Obviously, I'll be back again on Friday. And that'll be a non-cosplay stream of Phoenix Wright. At the, as usual, it'll be at the earlier time of 5 o'clock. And I'll be obviously I'll be on Nick's channel for D&D in the evening. At 7:30. And in the meantime, I think Gridley's streaming some Metroid Prime, so is there really anything else I'm gonna raid? Well, we'll have a look just to be fair, but seriously, Metroid Prime. Yep, he's still streaming Metroid Prime, so we are going to raid 8-Bit Goggles, and we're going because Metroid Prime. So we are going to raid 8-Bit Goggles, and we're going because Metroid. I could do an Adrian Andrews cosplay of a similar outfit. Yeah, possibly. I actually kind of want to cosplay Francesca. Well, I keep forgetting her name. The younger Von Karma, because she's got a really cool outfit, but it's probably quite hard to pull off. There we go. Okay, so to reiterate, I'll be back Friday. Yeah, Franziska, that's it. I always forget about the Z. So to reiterate, more Phoenix Wright on Friday, D&D Friday evening. I hope everyone has a lovely week, and I hope everyone enjoys more Metroid Prime, courtesy of Ridley, aka 8-Bit Goggles. So we're raiding in 3, 2, 1, and okay, bye.
fucking awful. I will admit, I am very bad at bomb jumping. So to have the little bounce is good. Brioche! Oops. Hello. Raiding with it. Oh god.